Good morning, San Clemente. How are we all doing today? This is Roy Osorio with Douglas Ellen on a beautiful Saturday, February 27th, end of February. Wow, what a beautiful day. Have you guys stepped outside? Yes, it's awesome. All right, so let's talk briefly about San Clemente housing and where we're at right now. First of all, we're going to discuss several things. We're going to discuss what we call the medium list price. We're going to discuss the market action index. And we're going to discuss the market segments, how all of this is affecting the different segments below in terms of prices and whatnot, from 999,000 up to 4,250,000. Okay, we're going to have that brief discussion. So let's talk about the medium. The medium list price, by the way, medium means it's not an average, but rather 50% of the properties are falling above this medium and 50% of properties that are selling are falling below this medium. San Clemente's medium list price right now, as of today, is $1,837,500. $1,837,500. Basically, what we've seen here, if you kind of look at this range, we've been seeing the medium go up. Obviously, there's a lot of activity in the beginning of the year. We saw a lot of activity in this price point right now. Now we're seeing it drop just a little bit, but again, pretty much steady. It's really at the lowest point here in January. It was 1,699,000, and we're here. So very fluid. Basically, what this is telling us is that the prices on homes are going up. Not much to surprise here. Look at this per square foot, going up above 681 here, with just dropping a dip for 647. Days on market, another critical thing to kind of look at. Days on market speaks to when you put the stake on the ground to sell, and by the time you get an offer and it goes to escrow and it closes, 32 days, folks. 32. This is what's happening. I mean, this is why sellers are having such a strong 2021. You can sell your property fast. That's basically what it is. 32 days on market. Price decreases, we've seen price decrease about 25% from high levels right here. We were at about 41% the beginning of the year, 33 moving into January. Now this is a really good market indicator of understanding that yes, sellers do have the power right now to engage more control over negotiation, but do not all of a sudden think you can just go to the some really high out of the ballpark kind of pricing, because buyers are just going to see that and go, they're going to get turned off. They want to buy a property, but they don't want it that bad. So it's a place where we can meet in the middle. All I can tell you right now is that aspirational pricing is still, we call that aspirational pricing. It can still be shot for going towards it, but just be aware. So we've seen the market kind of react. Hey, we understand it's a hot seller's market, but come on. This is where we need to be to understand, to get a good negotiation on with a buyer. Price increases, very small percentage of people have really increased, a 6% increase. People that have relisted, now this is an interesting component here. It dropped back in January. Pretty much people sitting there going, oh my God, COVID, what's going on? Back in December, we were all the way down here thinking, what are we going to do? The market's bad. So we saw it pick up. People are now saying, you know what, let's go put the house on the market. Let's get it sold. We've seen that. So we've seen a nice trend, pretty much 10%, and we continue to see more people coming on the market, which, by the way, this begs the question, when is the best time to put your house on the market? I liken it to a beauty pageant. Is it the best time when you're the only beauty on the stage, or when you have 10, 15, 20 more of the beauties in the market? See what I'm saying? You definitely want to figure a way to kind of say, you know what, let's put it on the market now, because there's definitely a demand. There's definitely a demand. And I'll explain that here in the market action index in a moment. Again, the inventory. Inventory is basically dropped considerably from, and again, this has more to do with the properties just being snatched up. The moment they go on the market, they're gone. So I mean, we went from a high of 97 in November and just continually gone down right here into like where we're sitting right now with only 52 properties on the market. So imagine that, almost 50% of these properties just went bye-bye in a matter of 2 or 3 months. Now we're talking about median rents. We're here. Again, the rental market, by the way, has actually picked up a lot. And a lot has to do with a lot of sellers, believe it or not, are opting to say, you know what? Let's just net the max we can net because we're at a peak of the market. Let's go rent right now, you know, get our equity out, get the highest net profit out there possible, go rent for a while, and then, you know, wait to go buy again down the road, give it a little bit more time. So rents have actually stayed pretty steady. And obviously seeing in December, we're not picking up and we're not this pickup, believe it or not, has more to do with a lot of sellers, like I said, just moving out, selling at the high end and renting and chilling out for a while. Most expensive property in San Clemente, 38 million. Yes, by the way, one of my team members at Douglas Elliman has this down in Cottons. Beautiful property. You can check it out at roysopenhouses.com. The least expensive property, 400,000, and market action 60. Now, let me explain what this is right now. The market action report basically compares the rate of sales versus inventory. The rate of sale versus inventory. What this is saying is that inventory is not keeping up with the rate of sales. The moment properties come on, they're gone. They're out of there. So that speedometer, that's basically, think of it like a speedometer. The sellers are in control. They're on fire right here at a 60% strong sellers market. And again, as supply and demand starts to kind of either balance out or decrease, you're going to see higher prices. So again, begs back to the point I was saying about when should you list your property. Right now, when there's lease inventory, you're going to get you know, a higher price point. That's plain and simple. The more inventory starts to flood the market back in March and April, or up in March and April and May and June, you're going to see less competition for that one property. So therefore, it's going to be spread out amongst other properties, which means it's going to reflect in pricing. The median list price, again, based on market segments, right now in this price point, we're seeing, well, over time, here's what we've been seeing. Steady, steady, steady Eddie. All of a sudden, we come into September and November of last year, and look at this median price. I mean, we're talking 7 to 8 to 9% year-over-year appreciation going on right now. That's amazing. How long this is going to run, how long this curve is going to run, we don't know. But for now, this is the peak of the market. This is the time when you sell, sell, sell. I mean, does it sound like the stock market? Yes. Now let me move into the market segments. And the market segments basically properties between this and this. Here's the activity that's going on any given day. This represents approximately 25% of the market, you know, basically ordered by price. Average square footage, about that. Lot size, about this. This is the average bedrooms, bath. Age of the property, usually about 42 days. A new one's coming up. What really needs to be understood is days on market. Anytime you see a property going away in under 30 days, you are seeing what we call a strong seller's market. So obviously, the obvious place right here that you see the strong seller's market is properties between $1 million and up here, or even below that and up here, 1.5, they are just jumping off the shelf, plain and simple. Now, when you get into the really high net worth property ranges between this and above, we're in the 56, 126. But just so you can understand context, on any given day, a property in the 2 mil range back in the day, a year ago, was taking about 100 to 190 days to sell. 56 days. 126 days for 4 mil. If this is an indication of anything, it's that even the luxury space is even being affected aggressively. And how aggressive do I mean? A lot of folks are just jumping ship and moving out of California. Tax base, whatever, you know, whatever it is, the property taxes and so forth, they're just leaving. In this price point, they're just leaving the state. But guess what else is happening? Because this is happening, it's moving, is a lot of people moving from New York, San Francisco, and other metropolitan areas, including Europe, by the way. With Douglas Elliman, we have an access to about 1.5 million of multi-million-dollar people, high net worth folks who are just dying to come to California and buy properties, and they can afford these kind of price points right here. And they don't care about the tax base. Have you noticed tax bases in Europe? Yeah, ours is a cakewalk. So anyway, huge indicators of that, both in the regular marketplace and in the high luxury end space. We're just seeing properties move faster and faster. I'm going to leave you with this, folks. It's a great market for sellers. It is. Rates are still low, outstanding. Yet they're already, Treasury is already hitting the 2.5 versus the 2 where it was for quite a long time in the last 2 years. So interest rates are just creeping up a little bit, but still phenomenal. I mean, phenomenal. Under 3s or even in the 3s, below 4 is still great, but people are seeing 2.75s and so forth. So understand, there's a great opportunity for buyers to afford to buy properties, number one. Sellers, please, my advice to you is do not completely overprice your properties. You can still get away with aspirational pricing of going anywhere between 10 to 15% above what you maybe had listed last year or were thinking about, and you will definitely get multiple offers and a lot of interest from the buyers. If you want the full Orange County Housing Report, just subscribe and go over to Roy's Open Houses over here, roysopenhouses.com, and you can get the Orange County Housing Report. Click here for the video, the live video and whatnot, and just the complete in-depth comprehensive report. All right, folks, this is Roy Osorio again with Roy's Open Houses, Orange County Housing Report for Saturday, February 27th, checking out. Please give me a call if you want to at 949-241-6332 or subscribe to my YouTube channel, roysopenhouses.com. Have a great day. And by the way, put love in front of everything you do and you will never work a day in your life. You think I'm working? No, I'm having way too much fun. Loving my city of San Clemente and enjoying everything that there is to enjoy about Southern California and South Orange County. Have a great day, y'all. Take care.